How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Rags to Riches. I know that we weren't here last week, but hopefully you got to join us over the New Year's with that crazy 34-hour live stream with your bonks. Speaking of the devil,
look who's in the house. So yeah, that was a crazy live stream, and I want to wish everybody a happy New Year. 2024 is going to be epic. And yeah, Cyril, we were so lucky. We got to spend the first literally 2 days locked in a room with you, bonks. That was epic. That was absolutely awesome, brother. And I'm so glad you were there. It was crazy.
It was definitely a fun time, that's for sure. You know, we got to, in total, the community and everybody raised over $8,000. I think it was like $8,200, $8,400, something like that. For the Karma Farms Animal Sanctuary. So that's awesome.
That was amazing. I mean, we started out with the goal of 4K, and you were matching the first half of that. And then all of a sudden we hit that, and I'm like, nah, box, man, let's go 5. It's like, oh, okay. Went 5. And then after we're almost there, I was like, okay, I'm going to go tap out, go get some Z's. Came back, and he was still running. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, it was nuts. And then all of a sudden I hear people in the chat saying, where's Serenity at? Oh man, okay, there goes my day, and in I go.
Yeah, I kept popping into the stream after I had signed off the first night, you know, just like checking to see if it was still going, and lo and behold, it was. And so then the following day, I rejoined the stream. But yeah, crazy times.
It was wild, and a great way to start the new year. But let's go see who we got joining us today on our very first Rags to Riches of 2024. We're about to get all kinds of crazy. It's gonna be fun. So want to say hello, welcome. We got Rose in the house. Love you, dear. Thank you. Happy New Year.
Hey, sweetie.
And I know I saw BTK. There he is. Oi, buddy. Your bonks, of course. And Abdul, welcome. Good to have you with us, buddy. And I don't think I missed anybody, but if I did, I am sorry.
You missed 2 people.
Okay, will you fix it? Who did I miss? Danfo. I missed Danfo.
Right?
Sorry. Hi, Danfo. Welcome, buddy. Didn't mean to skip over you. I'm trying to catch up with all this chat. You guys are just rolling through. Lady Z Lady. Welcome, dear. I did not see a sneak in there between the yabunks. Okay. I'm up to speed?
Yes.
And, okay. Abdul says, how are you? Man, I am doing awesome. I am so glad to be back. You know, it's kind of funny. You skip 1 week of doing this, and my whole world falls apart. It just gets crazy. I don't know which way's up.
So I lose track of what day it is, right?
Right. This is my calendar, man. This keeps me straight.
This and Freaky Friday are literally the only things that I actually have a set schedule for every week. So if one of those is down or I'm not able to attend, everything's just a blur, and I have no idea what day it is.
Yep. Then you throw holidays in the middle of that, and it just goes crazy. Absolutely insane. So, and your bunk says, yes, 8,400 plus. Dude, that was awesome, my man. Awesome. So glad it's for a good cause. So, Yabonks, brother, you and the animals absolutely deserve it. And I know that's going to make their lives so much better. So we're just glad we could help. Thank you, brother.
And it looks like Maradona Lilia is here as well.
Awesome. Welcome. Happy New Year. Okay, so it is a new year. Now, 2024, we're all talking about the bull run. You see it in the news all the time of, the price is going to skyrocket. It's $1 million Bitcoin. Everything's going crazy.
It's not
now,
time
Exactly. We talked about this time and time again. Now, we've seen this pump, then we saw a shift, and we saw it like yesterday. It had that huge spike down. It's like we fell off a cliff. Then it kind of bounced, and now it doesn't know what the hell it's doing. So what is going on over the last week or so? I mean, we're hearing rumors of ETFs might be announced by tomorrow. I mean, what do you think is going on, Cyril? I mean, how realistic is this crap?
Yeah, so that really sharp dip that we had the other day was a direct result of an article posted. I forget where it was posted. It was either like the Daily UK or Cointelegraph or some other random site like that. But an analyst posted an opinion article, and the title was SEC will not approve any Bitcoin ETF until end of Q2. You know, so then, of course, everyone just saw that headline and instantly tried to front run it, falling into their emotions, right? panic selling, all that kind of stuff. And there's people who took losses because of that. There's a lot of longs that were liquidated, and that's why you got to be careful. That's why you want to fully read an article before you make a decision based off of its headline, right?
Right.
And now we're seeing the recovery from that, because people are like, oh, that was overblown. That's not actually, that wasn't from the desk of the SEC. That was just some analyst's opinion. And let's be honest, who really cares what the analysts say? You got your analysts like Jim Cramer, and there's actual legitimate ETFs that are the inverse of whatever Cramer says. So you can go and invest in an ETF that will behave the opposite. So if Kramer's like, oh, you should sell, the ETF will buy.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And there's a few people I see that it's just like when my phone announces like, hey, the price of this coin has gone up 20%. And I immediately jump in. Okay, good. Short it, because it's going to go crashing down. It always does. By the time I look at it, everybody's already taken the top and they're trying to just pump a little more, and it always drops like a rock.
Yeah, you can make some good money looking at the the big movers, right? And you see them on all the platforms. You'll be like, oh, this token's down 40%, or this token's up 20%, or this token's over here just doing all sorts of crazy things, right? And the trick is you can see if the momentum looks like it's tapped out, right? If it's just kind of going parabolic, don't touch it, right? Unless you're looking to maybe short it. But even that can catch you with your trousers down, because you don't know when the parabola is going to pop, right? But if it's more like healthy movement that's been working its way up, then, you could probably catch a momentum play with that. Wait for a little bit of a pullback, do a small buy, get yourself, quick 15%, 20% maybe, and get out, right? Because that's the goal. You don't want to try to time the bottom. You don't want to try to time the top. We've talked about that. You just want to try to capture the momentum, and that's how you're going to make your money.
Absolutely. And as we always say, DCA in, DCA out. Don't take a big lump sum like, oh, it's going to go to the moon. When I throw it all in. No, because it's going to do exactly the opposite. And I'm still testing that theory, and I'm still getting right. So trust me. When I say, I guarantee it's going to go to here, so I buy here, and what's it do? It reverses. Like, dude, what the hell? That's not on the chart, man.
Even with just like standard trades, right? I'm longing Bitcoin or something like that, right? I still will add positions. I don't do it in one shot. So even if I'm like on Mexi looking to long something, I don't just put it all in right away. I stage it. This is so this was my Bitcoin trade today. If you can see that. Hold on.
Oh, damn. 390%. Nicely done.
Yep. 390.52%. But what I did, right, is I staged it. I did a couple of buys with a period of time between each of them, and that, of course, set my DCA. It gave me a good DCA cost average for my long. And then I looked at it. I saw it started to reach near resistance, so I went ahead and just took profit.
Nice. Well done, sir. And, we are going to have to start a stream in 2024 about how to get into that process. One of these days, I'm going to talk you into it. I'm going to do it.
We'll see. We'll see.
So, hey, Royal, welcome to the show, buddy. So in today, Cyril, there's one thing I want to do. I want to back up a little bit, because we've been talking about all these strategic investing and, when there's resistance, when there's buy pressure, and we keep mentioning something called liquidity. Now, of course, you and I have a pretty good understanding of this, but a lot of people don't. And in 2024, it's a new year. We've got new viewers. I think we need to back up a little bit, and let's go back to the basics. Let's get people understanding, because this is a huge piece, especially with what's coming up with the meme coins. When we start talking about the depth of liquidity pool, this can be super critical if somebody doesn't understand.
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that, because if especially when the bull market comes back, you're really going to have to pay attention to liquidity depth, right? Because just because you bought, a billion of this one meme tokens for $20, right? And the price then pumps up 40,000%, and now your bag is suddenly worth, like $8,000, you're not going to get $8,000 when you sell it, right? Or whatever $20 times 40,000% is. I only got like an hour and a half, 2 hours of sleep last night, so I'm not going to be doing math. Y'all can figure it out. Whip out your calculator or whatever. There you go. There you go. Because liquidity depth, if you're able to buy that many tokens, right, for that little, there's not going to be liquidity in place for you to then sell that later, right? Just due to the way price impact works. So, and what BTK said right there, you can understand liquidity to market cap and XYK calculations. You're way ahead of the U.S. government. The U.S. government doesn't even factor in liquidity or price impact. Like I could go right now and create a token that you can't trade, but give it a liquidity pairing of 1 token and $1, right? So that the token is worth $1. I could then go mint 20 trillion of them and send them to your wallet, Serenity, right? And then you, when you went to file your taxes, would owe gift taxes on $20 trillion.
No, let's not do this. This sounds bad.
According to the U.S. government, right?
Right.
They don't care whether or not there's liquidity depth there. They're basing their tax obligations on total price. And that's something that you need to pay attention to and be aware of when you're doing this, right? And you can get tricky with it. And I'm just going to say this, and then we'll get to the education part. Sure. But if you do buy, let's say your Bitcoin and your Ethereum is in profit, you're going to owe like $6,000 in taxes on that if you choose to take profits on it. Find yourself a little meme token that you know is going to pump, right? Buy a bunch of it for dirt cheap, and then just burn the tokens. Because that's a loss, right? Based off the dollar value of those tokens, regardless of the liquidity depth, according to the US government, because they have failed to define the rules properly. So you now have this loss that you're going to offset your gains with, and the loss cost you $20.
I'm liking this.
There's plenty of ways to legally not have to really worry about taxes like that. So, but you have a chat with your accountant about it. I'm not a licensed accountant, so don't take advice from me regarding that. I'm just talking about theoretical situations because the government has not properly defined the process. But yeah, let's talk about liquidity.
Okay. And so, yeah, guys, any advice we give you like this and all the advice we give, we're not financial advisors. Please understand. We are educators, entertainers. We share our thoughts with you. What you do with them is really up to you. So be responsible. Always do your own research. Go talk to your accountant. Talk to your financial advisor. Let them know, hey, I heard a rumor about this. And because they're not going to bring that up to you. We're trying to give you a little ammunition to go in and talk to them about, say, what about something like this? Is that possible? Like, well, now that you mention it, yeah, it works great. I just did it myself. But unless you come in with something, they're not going to offer that up. So please take this to your professional and let them walk you through it and find the best deal you possibly can. That's all we want to do is give you some ammunition to go out in the world.
And always remember that what you pay in gas counts towards your cost basis, right? So for taxes, make sure that you're including gas fees in your cost basis, because there's no reason to pay taxes on that, right?
No, that's horrible. So, we're going to back up time. We're going to go to the very, very basic beginning. Yeah. So anybody who's brand new here, this is your first time watching, you know what? This is the foundation everything in crypto world is built upon. So this is probably one of the most important episodes we've ever had. I figured it's the best time to start it in 2024. And I even made it look really simplified. Pretty colors and everything. Look at that.
There you go. That's perfect. Just leave that up on the screen because we're going to use that as demonstrations.
We're actually going to be changing and coloring this as we go. It's totally dynamic. Yeah,
I love it.
fun. Okay,
Look
so
you being all fancy.
Yeah, I know. I want to try and make this as easy for everybody to understand. And if you're catching it in the middle, you'll back up the beginning and watch this, please. So, Cyril, the first thing we start talking about liquidity. Now, if we had to define that, how can you put that in a simple explanation?
Liquidity is what is available to purchase and what is available to sell into. That's a very good simplified way to put it. Think of it kind of like a marketplace, right? Where there is one vendor, right? And that vendor, they have a stack of money. I like that. They have the money.
Right.
And they have a stack of their goods, which in this case is tokens, right? And the tokens, they are equal to the total amount divided by the money, which is money divided by quantity, right? So
Same thing.
Same thing. Doesn't matter which way you do it. And so if you have $2,000 and you have 1 million tokens and you create a liquidity pool, its starting price would be 0.2 of a cent.
Okay. And guys, if you have any questions while we go through this, please throw them in the chat down below. We'll back up. We'll answer whatever questions you got. So what I'm giving you here is a basic visualization of a liquidity pool. Okay. Now, this particular liquidity pool has $2,000 starting and 1 million tokens. So if you divide money by the quantity, it gives you 0.2 of a cent per coin. Then you've got your people coming into the marketplace, and they have money in hand over here on the side. They want to buy tokens. So what do? They turn around and they put money into the liquidity pool. Now, let's say they added, what do we say? $500? Pick a number, Cyril. How much?
$200.
$200. Okay. So they added $200 to the liquidity pool. Now that means they now have more money. Oh, they had to take out their tokens. So 200. Let's do our math here. 200 times 0.002.
Well, see, that's gonna actually be incorrect.
Yes, it is.
The math that you're about to do.
That won't work.
Because it's not going to factor price impact. So I'll do the math for that if you're cool with that.
Yes, please.
1 second.
So I got to reduce my token supply.
Well, I will tell you exactly how many it's going to be. So just because BTK did raise a good point, you should always look at what the market cap is as well, right? So you have your price and you've got market cap. Market cap is going to tell you how many tokens are out and about, not inside the liquidity pool, meaning that they could be sold, or they're in locker, or they're in a Gnosis safe, or they're in people's wallets, right? So let's say that this token has a 10 million total supply, right?
Okay.
So what at its, no, there's only 1,000 in the pool. Oh, you were copying it. Gotcha. Cool. So that its market cap is going to be token price times total supply.
Okay.
So the starting market cap for that token, right? If it's 10 million tokens and it's multiplied by 0.2 of a cent, it would have a starting market cap of $20,000.
Okay.
Which tells us, since there's only $2,000 in the liquidity pool, that only 10% of the supply is actually paired or backed by anything. Meaning that if all of those tokens that make up the market cap were to enter the pool, we would see at least a 90% reduction in the price. So that's why you want to be aware of market cap. But don't look at market cap as an indicator of whether or not to buy or sell, or, oh, this is an awesome project, it's got a low market cap, or, oh, this is a fantastic project, it's got a big market cap, because people will spin both narratives. So watch out for that. They'll be like, oh, low market cap, this is early, right? When in reality, they just have barely any liquidity. Or, oh, big market cap, this project is huge, let's go, when in reality, they just got a bunch of extra tokens sitting on the sidelines, beefing up that market cap. These are common tactics that protocols in DeFi will use to pull the wool over your eyes. Okay? DeFi is very much what Gary Gensler, as much as we dislike the guy, says. It's filled with fraudsters and shysters who will do their best to take your money with lies. So it's paramount that you understand this bit here. I hope I'm pointing in the right direction.
Nope, the other way. There you go.
Paramount, you understand this bit here, right? Because this is what's going to keep you safe-ish. Nothing in DeFi is ever truly safe.
Exactly.
So let's $200 purchase.
Okay.
So go ahead and put the $200 there, and I will tell you exactly what the price would become now.
Okay.
So there's $2,200 in there. Now tokens. Are you ready?
Yep.
Because you're not getting 20,000 tokens for that $200, right? Or whatever it would be based off of that price. You are actually, what's left in the pool is 909090.
0. Okay. Wow, that got me all screwed up. Okay, there we go. Put my comma in the right place. This way we can't have nice things. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
for $200, instead of receiving the, I guess it would be 10,000 tokens, you actually receive slightly less than that. Or no, it would have been 100,000 tokens, right? You receive less than that because of something called price impact. So even though you may be doing a buy in one chunk, it is going to calculate each time if you're going to try to buy 100,000 tokens, it is going to run the calculation of what price you are paying for that token for each individual token. So each time if you're trying to buy, say, we'll just keep this simple, 10 tokens, right? The price will inch up a little bit when you buy the first one, inch up a little bit when you buy the second one. So you're paying more per token the more tokens you buy, because the ratio in the pool is changing. As you can see right there, the money went up, the amount of the tokens went down, which means if we look at our price of what the price is after we purchase $200, the price is 0.00242.
okay. Now, once we have that price, now this is going to rebalance itself, because now the token value, the quantity is down, the value goes up to match dollars are down. So it has to balance itself, correct?
Correct. Well, that depends.
Okay.
If you're talking about just V2, oh yeah, you need to add another 0, sir.
My bad. Thank you. Trying to keep all this straight sometime. There we go.
It's all good. If you're talking about a standard V2 LP, then yes. But V2 LPs are becoming less and less common. Now you're seeing things like V3 and V4s around the corner, and they have like a V3.5. So that skew is going to be different, right? But what matters is how many tokens are being backed by how much money. And we may have bought $200 worth when it was sitting at 0.2 cents, but we didn't pay 0.2 cents per token. We paid an average price of 0.00219 repeating per token, right? Because as we were purchasing the tokens, the price was increasing because we bought them. And it's running the math of how much money we're going to have to put in per token each time one of those tokens is going to be leaving, right?
Right. Okay.
And that's the price impact.
Right. And in this example, let's keep it V2 so we don't get too confusing and complicated since we're backing up to the beginning. And that's what we're talking about here is when you start talking liquidity depth, okay, that's talking how deep is that pool. Now, think about it this way, guys. If both of these sides these were like really shallow like this, and we just did that same move, well, as you saw, $200 moved this chart by a much. That means this guy is going to go like that to next to nothing. But if this thing were like this deep in liquidity, and you moved it $200, well, that doesn't move that near as much on this side. So the shallower the pool, the less in it, less tokens and dollars in that pool, the more drastic those moves are going to be. That's where we're talking liquidity depth.
Right. So the deeper the liquidity depth, the less volatile the price will be. So if you see a lot of these tokens and these meme coins and whatnot, they'll start with sometimes as little as $500 backing whatever they put in the LP. It's common to do it with between 2,000 to 5,000 as the starting LP for a meme coin, because if you get $2,000 worth of buys and you started with 2,000, guess what? Your token's up 100%, which looks great on the chart, which is what gets the people who don't understand this to buy in, right?
Right.
And that's why meme tokens work the way they do. It's because they specifically target the uneducated, those who don't know any better, right?
And yeah, that's one of my big inspirations for this one, is because meme coin season is coming around. As we know, history tells us just before a bull market, the memes start popping off. Everybody's making a coin. Everybody's just like, oh, let me throw this token out there. I mean, we had our Peppies, we had all these. It's just a meme coin. There's nothing backing it short of popularity. That's what we're talking about here.
And most times the meme coins have zero utility, right? There's no purpose to the token. I know there was a meme coin that these guys hired me to do the dev work for. And their whole point for the token was, we're going to pump the market cap up really high as a big FU to the guy that we don't like. That was it. That was it.
Exactly. And so I want to remember this here. So here's what we got, guys. After our $200 buy, we took $200, put it in the liquidity pool. That gave us 90,910 tokens. Okay. We're sitting on that right now. But while you're sitting on that, waiting for that price to go to the moon, you have one of these guys that has some of the supply. Let's say somebody pops in here and sells off, what, 50,000? Is that a good number?
50,000 tokens?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. So let's do that. Let's say that somebody, let's see. Actually, that's not nearly as many as I want.
It's enough.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. So if you have, give me one second.
Here.
I need to rechange this. 909090 2200. All right. So now they're going to sell 50,000.
Yes.
So
these. Sorry.
Okay. You're fine. So if they sold 50,000, right, which is less than or slightly more than half of what we bought, right? It would put the tokens in the LP would be 959090, right?
Okay.
The USDC, the money in there, would be 2085.3.
I'm out of space. We'll leave off 0.3.
Yeah, we'll leave off the stats.
We're going to round it down. Okay. So, guys, keep in mind, this is your bag over here at the bottom. Joe Blow came in from the total supply that's out in the world. They sold 50,000 back in because they saw you just raise the price, and they've been waiting to hit that target price. You just did. Congratulations. Now they cashed their bag out, took their cash, and they ran away. And how much did they run away with, Sarah?
So, yeah, they ran away with... wow, brain. They ran away with $115, right? And the price after they did so is 002174.
Okay. Got it.
2174 times 10 million. So our market cap is now 21,740. We never updated it the first time.
No, please. My bad.
All good.
Okay, so that's our new market.
And even though they sold about half of what we, or slightly more than half of what we bought, the price is it dropped more than half, right? Because it was 242, now it's 217, and that's due to price impact.
Right. So this guy took off with this money. So I'm going to try and weave that arrow up there. That's after we did our buy. This dude scooped in 50,000 tokens, went back through the pool. Now we haven't done anything with our tokens. Ours have just sat because we heard it was a great meme coin. We want to make a profit. But maybe some tragedy came up, and a couple weeks down the road, oh man, I just heard of another one. Well, I just bought this like 2 days ago. I mean, nothing can really change, right? So I know I had $200. So let me get my $200 back out of that token. So I'm gonna sell it back, get my $200, and I'm gonna go there. How do you guys think that's gonna work? Come on, audience. What do you think? Is that gonna be a wise choice, or what do you think we just let happen to us? I'm trying to think of the right word to phrase it without giving it away. Except BTK, he knows. He's a master at this stuff. AC Trades, my man. Good to have you in the house, Austin. Welcome, brother.
Welcome, Austin. Welcome.
Okay.
So while they're, I don't know as if they're gonna.
I don't know if they're gonna give us anything.
No, probably not. So we're selling 90,910 tokens.
Yes. So we are gonna take, since those guys did that, we're gonna turn around and we're gonna put our liquidity or our tokens, sell them back to go into this other project we heard is going to be even better. So let's go ahead and sell our 90,910 back into the liquidity pool. It's going to change our total tokens to...
It'll change our total tokens to 1,050,000.
Okay, so now our token side went way through the roof.
And the USDC side is 1904.75. So you can round it up to 1905 if you want.
Got it. Okay. Wait a minute. So that doesn't look right. So how much of our $200 do we get back? This is already sounding depressing.
We got back 180 of it.
So we put 200 in, got our tokens. We waited like a day, maybe a few minutes, maybe a few seconds. Turned right around, took it back out, and we lost $20 because one guy out there. That's it.
Because those were tokens that were not in the initial liquidity. They were circulating tokens that had not been purchased, right? They were part of the market cap. They were not tokens that somebody bought, adding to the liquidity pool. They were not tokens that were backed by anything. So what happened is those extra 50,000 tokens that somebody on the team had, right, diluted the value of our token. And the price that we got per token was actually less on average than the price we paid per token. We got back 0.001986 per token as an average. And the price, now that we've done our little sell, bear in mind it was 0.2 cents, right? Then this outside guy diluted with just barely half of what we bought, right? And now the price of the token after our transaction is 0.001814. That's almost 10% down from what it was when we bought it. And that's why we lost 10% of our $200.
That makes sense. And what's our new market cap after this whole debacle occurs?
The new market cap, 1814 is 18,140. I guess I could have just moved the decimal point over and not have to use my calculator. But like I said, I'm running off about an hour and a half of sleep. So that's what
you're
you
doing good, brother. You're doing good. So, guys, first of all, we want to make sure you understand the liquidity pool. When you're buying in and you're taking out, as those token levels and money levels change, it's going to change everything about it. But you've also got to watch how many tokens are there. So that's where the market cap really becomes relevant. Is this liquidity pool didn't account for that huge pile of tokens out there. There's a whole bunch of people waiting. So when you're getting into these meme coins, you've got to not only look at how much is in the liquidity pool that you're trading, also got to go out and look at the market cap and understand that there might be 300% or 300 times what you're buying already sitting out there waiting to scoop in. And as you add money into it, they're just scooping it right back out again quicker than you can put it in.
Yeah. And something just for the sake of funsies.
Yes.
Let's say that the team that had all these extra tokens decided to dump the remaining 8.5 million of them, or it would be 8,850,000. Wait,
okay.
8,950,000. Sorry, I had to think about that for a second. That's the circulating supply that's not backed by the market cap. Let's see what would happen if they decided to sell that. So oh, okay. So if they did that, go over to the money spot, and this is what would be left in there: $199.92. And there would be a total of 10 million tokens in the LP. Yeah, it's not going to fit anymore, is it?
No, it won't.
just write 10M.
There you go. I'll just make it little. There you go, 10 million.
That works. So, and then the price would be 0.401999. Which takes our new whopping market cap to a market cap of $199.90.
And if you call in the next 10 minutes, you're going to get this set of free pros.
For only $199.90.
Exactly.
Easy payments. But wait, order now and we'll double screw you. This is an extreme example here, but this shows you what happens with dilution, right?
Yes.
When you have tokens that were not purchased or were not backed by the liquidity pool being sold into the liquidity pool. And this dilution comes in many different forms. It can be tokens that the team has on the side. It could be airdrops. It could be rewards from staking pools. I saw a lot of protocols last year that were like, oh, you can stake your tokens in this staking pool and get more free tokens, right?
More free? Yay. Well, let me do twice as much. That sounds great.
And that's why those kind of protocols work, because a lot of people just see free tokens and they don't understand how that's going to dilute the value of their current holdings. Because not only are you getting free tokens, which then depreciates the tokens you already have, but so is everybody else. And they're going to depreciate it even more, right? When they start selling it. Because I guarantee you, the smart money that is playing with this is selling those tokens every time they get them. You know, they buy X amount to stake and get the free tokens. They write that off right? They don't plan on ever being able to sell that because they're just going to take the rewards that they get constantly and they're going to sell them as soon as they get them, which is going to force that price down. And I bet you could probably go to a good 90% of any of the protocols that launched last year or the year before that that are still around, and their charts all pretty much look the same, right? If it's, they had the up, and then they went, and most of them are now below whatever starting price they had, but that's because of dilution. Very rarely you can come across a protocol. I do happen to know of one that I set up this way, where it's actually impossible for dilution to occur. The LP is actually deeper and contains more tokens than are in holders' wallets.
Oh, wow. And let me catch up. We had comments come through and said, Serenity, can you please, for me, try to stop snapping at vape? Yes, sorry. I didn't realize it was snapping. My mic is literally way out there, so I apologize, BTK. I will try to be good. I will have to turn the gain down. And earlier, BTK said, and then BTK buys $20 at 0.000019. Yeah, exactly. Somebody else jumps in, gets, when they're all in there, scoops up a pile. Somebody else said, oh, look, somebody made a buy. It must be great. Let me go buy some. As soon as you do, they turn right around and they take that chunk they bought earlier than you and sell it. And they just take your money out. And you become exit liquidity. That's what we're talking about here, guys.
However, if you did buy $20 worth, you would get, let me think real quick. You'd get almost 10% of the supply because you get 909.4 thousand with price impact, and you would raise the price not double, contrary to what you'd think, or not quite. It would raise a little more than 10%, but you'd get slightly less than 10% of the supply if you bought $20 worth of a token that had a market cap of $199.
Right. And so, that's one big thing we're going to see a lot in the meme coin season here, guys, is the first in and first out are the ones who win. Everybody else is nothing more than exit liquidity. So if you've got 5 people telling you, hey, you should buy this, they're trying to get your liquidity back out again. So, yeah, what's the best way to do it? And there's content creators that do this as well. They'll say, hey, we're going to start this coin, and we're going to buy a whole bunch at the very beginning. Then we're going to push it. Then once the price goes up, we're going to cash out. And so all the way around, before you buy into a project, make sure you know what the market cap is, what the total supply is, who's holding those tokens, and also go so deep as to look at the wallets holding them and see how much of a percentage of that market cap they have. If one wallet is holding 30% of it, and I would steer away from it, in my opinion.
Yeah. Now, when you are looking at it on, either Polygon Scan or Etherscan or something like that, when you see the address under the holders list, if it has what looks like a little piece of paper before the address, that means it's a contract, right? Which could be anything from a Gnosis safe to a token locker to a liquidity pool, right? Or it could just be some kind of swap contract that's set up. So if it has that little piece of paper, it's not somebody's wallet. It is part of the ecosystem.
Right, exactly. And I was responding to BTK. BTK, man, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. I didn't realize it was doing that. So, guys, I am always up for feedback, whether it's audio, it's visual, it's whatever we can do. Man, I am not afraid of any criticism. So thank you, BTK. I appreciate your honesty, brother.
Yeah, it's not a problem that 99.9% of people are going to have. I know his audio setup, and it's like way more than anybody else is ever going to do. So it's like,
well, hey, that's okay. That's how we make it the best we possibly can. Just like changing our Freaky Friday music. And I'm always looking for input, guys. So, do me a huge favor. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, but leave in the comments down below. What did you think about this quick run through on liquidity pools? Did we explain it well enough? Did we give you the information and the warnings to prepare you for the meme coin season coming up?
He says it's a quick rundown, and yet we blew past our dance off by 15 minutes. but it's a lot to cover, right? And
Right.
it's something that it helps to work through a couple of examples. That way people can really see and understand visually the way that liquidity pools operate and some of the common pitfalls that you want to be aware of. You know, if you see this small project being like, oh my God, we're up 200%, or oh, we're up, you know, whatever. Look at their liquidity depth. If it's less than, you know, 20K, just don't, right? Because all of the other people who bought before it even got to 20K got so many tokens for their dollars that you buying into it now at this point is just raising the price. They could dump like 1% of their bag and be able to sell more than you bought for more money than what they paid, right? So
exactly. And yeah, because that's the big allure out here. I mean, we just heard about I forget what the last token was. We heard about Pepe. I mean, you got one guy who bought what is like $270, turned into like 14.5 million or something stupid. He was the first dude. Was $27? Yeah, it was something dumb. Like, well, that's because he was the very first buy, and so he bought it all. He drove it up, and he started pushing it out to the masses, or somebody did. I don't know if it was him. Somebody did, and he just waited. Now there are new tokens being created literally almost every second. If you're out really digging, they're popping off left and right, and almost all of those are either a scam, a honeypot, or something where the person made the token has a pile of them. And all they do is they make a token, they make sure they keep 10% for themselves, let it run for 10 minutes, and then turn around and sell their bag. And they turn around and make another one. And there's a bunch of people doing this, guys. So just because it's a brand new token you just saw does not mean it's safe. And there's a lot of different ways to dig into that and stuff. And we can cover that if you have more questions in Down Home Crypto. Leave us a message and we'll help you out.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So,
Are we ready?
And you bunks.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
we are.
Let's catch up comments and then we'll do the dance off. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You just sit there. You're good.
Okay, I'll sit there and look pretty.
Okay, hey, you're good at that. You got me beat. I did powder my head. How's the shine? Okay, cool. So, thanks, Yvonne says, important info most people don't know. Absolutely, Yvonne. And brother, you're another one that really tries to educate and teach. And it's not all about entertaining up here. We're really trying to give you valuable information to keep you safe. Because right now, when this hype is starting to build up, this is when the scammers wake up. They're going to jump out and they're going to do everything they can to steal your money. So, and the more ammunition and knowledge we can arm you with before we send you out there to battle, the better off you're going to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it is a very is a dangerous space during a bull market. I will say that much.
It is. Money's flying. Emotions are high. Everything you don't want when you're in crypto. Go figure. And BTK says this was a great topic, very important too. And not only does it give you a good way to record, but also a way to look back at previous failed investments and understand them. Absolutely, BTK. That is super powerful right there, brother. If you make a mistake, and we're all going to make mistakes, we're all going to get rubbed. We're all going to have problems to some degree or another. Something's going to happen. Looking back and saying, how could I have avoided that? How can I not repeat that process? That is huge. Now, if you keep doing the same thing over and over and then asking yourself, well, how did that happen? That's actually the definition of stupidity. Go look it up in the dictionary. Yeah. Repeat the same process, expect it. Huh?
Definition of insanity.
That too. I qualify as stupidity, man. So, and Yubonk says he's listening while driving. Yeah. Glad you're enjoying it. Drive safe, brother. Both hands on the wheel. Check your mirrors. Maybe kisses. That's how I learn. Yeah, me too, buddy. I learn the hard way. And even if somebody tells me, well, no, you have to do it this way. I'm that guy who is going to say, no, I'm going to do it this way because I think I'm smarter. I'm going to keep hitting that wall. I'm going to change direction to hit that wall. And over here to hit that wall. Maybe they're right. Okay, fine. I'll go this way. And Cyril can attest to this. Him and I have had this conversation for over a year now of different things. And that's not a bad thing necessarily because it means you've got to prove it to yourself. Sometimes we have to, but as long as you know, you're probably going to take some licks while going through that process. So make sure there's small impacts, small wrecks, because it's going to hurt.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we're way past the dance-off time. Now, first of all, guys, the voting polls are open. Now, if you're just tuning in, it's your first time watching this, here at Down Home Crypto, we give you, the community, the power. So make sure to jump in the Down Home Crypto Discord. In there, and I'll put the link in the chat right now. Join the Discord and go over on the left and it says vote here. There's a special channel. You guys get to cast your vote for what we invested. See, this isn't just me and Cyril picking these off. I mean, we have no control. You guys are the ones who decide what we invest in or not. So please join the Down Home Crypto Discord, cast your vote. And also, if you have any questions about liquidity pools, or even if you want us to go look at a token, say, hey, I'm looking at this token. What do you think? Hey, DM me or Cyril. Be happy to look at it. And if I don't know, I'll say, Cyril, man, take a look at this. One of our members just wanted to look at this. And we will get you the answers best we can.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. And so with that, if you were one of the good ones. Now, if you did cast your vote over the holiday break, I'm proud of you. Hi, Rose.
No, I was laughing because I was like one of the good ones. Because if you didn't vote, apparently you're not a good one.
That's right. You're not a good one. Yeah, you slacked. You were busy with like family and friends, all that stuff.
How dare you have a life?
Yes, shame on you. I thought you were talking to Rose. I was busy.
No, she's watching from inside.
Oh, cool. Hi, Rose. But yes, a few people didn't, and I want to point one out because I talk to him almost every day over the holidays. So guys like Chrome are not one of the good ones because even after 2 weeks, he still didn't vote.
2 weeks? He had 2 weeks because we didn't have the show last week, and he still forgot to vote.
Uh-huh. See? But if you did cast your vote, and right now the voting polls are open, and they will close next Wednesday at midnight, your Mountain Time. So you got up until that time to cast your vote. And if you do, bro, I had to do it, bro. It's all out of love, brother. All out of love. But if you did cast your vote, you get to. You're not living that one down.
2 weeks. But yes, if you did cast your vote, you get entered in the dance-off. Your name gets put there. Wow, that's very few names. I guess everybody was very busy with the holidays.
2 weeks. Come on.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. At least I remember.
You did. You did cast your vote. And I want to say thank you to Bonks, BTK, Johnny Richter, Rose. Thank you guys for remembering to cast your votes, even in the chaos, even in everything going on. But it's okay. It's New Year. This list is going to be huge. We're going to be doing a little grubfish on the next one. Sure.
If Rose wins, she's going to ask you to send it over as AVAX, right?
That's my girl. I love it. So, as you guys know, if you win the dance-off, I send you $10 of some cryptocurrency. So, what you have to do is, God, I just drew a blank. Don't you
go to the Discord, you go to vote here, you cast your vote, you either add an option if you don't like the options that are there, and then once you do add an option, go into the discuss the vote room right beneath it and tell us why. Tell us what you like about that project, why you voted for it, and what you think so special about it that it should be in our portfolio. Because we want to hear, right? I am one person. Serenity is one person. Each and every one of us is one person. So if we can all come together and we can share what we're finding in the space, we can all discuss it and we can all learn about stuff that we would have never come across before by ourselves.
Absolutely. And please understand, this is not a shill channel. This is not a, oh my God, I'm making this project. No, they're not allowed to show in here. This is just for community members like you to share your passion. And you can put links in here. You can put whatever you want. It's like right here, Wild Angel put one in for Thorchain. I don't know anything about it, so she gave me the information to go do my own research. So this is, for those who have never been in this page like Chrome, this is what it looks like. This is how you cast your vote. So, and sorry, brother, I have to do it, Chrome, man. He's I'm gonna hear about this later. But it's broken up into two sections. So the first one is blue chips. And out of our $25 investment every week, we do 20%, $5 into blue chips, and then 20% into the DeFi of your choice.
20% into the blue chip, 80% into the DeFi of choice.
Thank you. That's what I meant. Wow, we're rusty at this, buddy. I am at least.
I'm keeping you on track. What are you talking about?
And if you
I oiled myself down this morning. I worked out all the rust. I froze my arse off outside for a little bit. Oh my God, it was cold. We're getting like 6 inches on Saturday. So are you, Rose. And then we're getting like another 2 inches on Sunday. So it's going to be a lot of snow here.
It's a good thing you're oiled down. You won't rust. That's good. I got to flake the rust off of me apparently and do some more oiling. So, see, I washed away all the shiny. There's no oil left. That's what's going on.
Oh, so what we do is we just got to, apply some chrome to your metal. But yeah, let's do the dance off.
Yes, let's do the dance off. Okay, so if you did cast your vote, as I just showed you, and there's some amazing people here who did. Now, first prize winner of the dance off gets $10, unless I win. Now, as you can see right there, Serenity is stuck in the middle with a +10, because if I win, we reshuffle and we go again, adding 10 to the pot, and we keep going. Every time I win, I just add another $10 until somebody finally wins the prize. Now, the trick is you must DM me before the end of this stream in Discord. If you don't DM me, that means you're not watching, you're not participating, and unfortunately, your prize will go to next person or next week's winner. So definitely make sure you're tuning in every week, Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern, where we do this from now until Cyril says stop.
I made a 52-week commitment when we first talked about this. We'll have to revisit the terms.
Yes,
we'll figure it out. It depends on where we're at, how things are going, what the markets are look like, how crazy my life has gotten by then. We'll play it by ear, but we've got at least another 20 episodes.
Yeah, so. And I can tell you, knowing Cyril the way I do, probably the most important thing to his decision to continue this journey is your participation. We keep seeing the voting looking low like this, or 5 or 10 people show up. Probably not going to. Now, you bring your friends, your family, everybody you know that doesn't know anything about crypto. You bring them in here. We start educating them as well. I guarantee we can twist Cyril's arm and get him to stick around a little bit. There you go. Are we ready? Let's do some dancing.
I'm ready.
Ready. Okay. Let's do it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big money, no whammies.
Dance for your bees. Dance for your bees.
I like that.
It's from Teen Titans Go. It used to be a show that my daughter watched all the time. Oh, wow.
First ed. Ammo. I always get excited because that means I don't have to pay an extra 10.
Rose is over there dancing. Oh.
Rose, I'm sorry, dear. No more AVAX for you this week. Maybe next week. Make sure you get your votes in. You have. Oh, BTK goes down. Sorry, brother.
Down to John and your bunks.
John E. Richter. Well done, sir. Moves going today. John, congrats, brother. And as you know, you've got to DM me before the stream's over. So everybody right now, if you know John, DM him or shoot him a text, something, say, hey, you just won. Get in here quick. And yes, I'm very hard about that. I had my mother win, and I didn't give it to her twice because she didn't DM me. Yeah.
Maradona Lilia, I think. I'm just going to call you Mara. Hope you don't mind. You didn't see yourself because you didn't join the Down Home Crypto Discord and vote in the Vote Here room. That's all you got to do to get entered. You don't have to, we'd like it if you subscribe to the channel, but you don't have to, be a paying member or anything. You just literally have to go into the Discord, link below, and cast your vote for which project you want us to buy, because that's what we do each week, right? We collect the votes. We put $25 into the portfolio, the Rags to Riches portfolio. $5 goes to a blue chip. $20 goes to a DeFi project, unless the community votes that DeFi sucks, double up on the blue chips, which has happened for quite a few weeks in a row now.
It has. Nothing's really stood out. I think we're all we see a few things float in, but it's not really worth it. No. So I don't know. I think it's going to get really hopping here in the next month or two, but right now there's just not a lot to get excited about. So,
well, that and everyone's getting excited about the blue chips right now, right? Because with the ETF approval coming in, it's the blue chips that are going to benefit most. And Abdul, if you voted today, then you'll be in the drawing next week, because the drawing that we do today is from the previous week's voting, right? And that ends Wednesday.
Exactly. So, yes, glad you drew that, because, yes, we've had several people say, I just voted this morning. So check the top of the poll. It always has the date the show is streaming. So right now, if you go and look at it, it's going to say that it's for the 11th, right? Yeah, the 11th. That's the one you're voting for, and it's always listed on the poll. So now you cast your vote. Be here next week to be in the dance-off.
Yep.
Yes, Johnny won. That's right. John E. Richter, my man. Congratulations, brother. But DM me for the silver. Okay, so Cyril, let me ask you, buddy. We've been running these last couple weeks. The market's been doing some strange things. Really curious, what does our portfolio look like after that 2-week hiatus we took?
Oh, it's terrible. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
Screen share. So we're going to start off with our P&L sheet. Let me zoom in a little bit for you guys. So because we did not have a show on week 32, we did not add the 25 for week 32, right? So as you guys remember, last episode that we did, we started off that week with $825.04. So as of about 30 minutes before the show, I calculated up everything, including our new Solana position. And we started off with on the previous show with $825.04. And we have ended this week with that's wrong. Is it? Nope, that's right. Sorry. $892.99 for a profit of $67.95 or 7.61%. So we add our $25 for this week, which we'll see what we're putting that into shortly. And we will start this week off with $917.99. Our portfolio is up a total of 10.82%, which, bear in mind, we started this 33 weeks ago, which the majority of this was spent in the grips of the bear market. And yet our portfolio as a whole is up almost 11%. And as always, that's due to the power of DCAing in and DCAing out, which is why I preach it so heavily here. You know, our little bar chart here is progressing very nicely. We are growing very well. And again, remember, we didn't add, this represents 2 weeks right here, but we also did not add $25 like we had all the previous weeks in between there, because I wasn't home. So,
you know, it's kind of scary because 1 week we didn't actually put anything in. We made the most gains. How does that work, man? We stop putting money in, we make more money. That's crazy.
The markets have been really friendly, so we're doing pretty well with everything. And even our little, where is it? Here it is. Even our little elephant WBNB. Why does it say? There we go. Hold on. There we go.
WNB, I don't know. Warner Brothers.
But yeah, even that is doing decent. It went up. I think last time I had this here was like $39 and change. Now it's $45.93. Our mass tokens that we have staked, I did not yet stake the additional mass tokens we have, because I know that Funny Toro is going to ask that question. We still have the initial ones that we staked. I have not staked any additional ones, but our total claimable BUSD is $1.06.
Very nice. So everything's starting to grow. I mean, this is when, if we built up over the last few months, 5-6 months, then this is when you're going to start seeing the returns. Now, this isn't even the start of the bull market. This is just little hiccups from time to time. So imagine what it's going to be like 3-6 months from now when things are really starting to pop up, what this portfolio is going to be worth. Remember, guys, we did this with nothing more than the price of lunch for a day, 2 pizzas, and 1 day at McDonald's. That's all this is. You gave up 1 Big Mac meal, and you just got $1,000. That's pretty crazy to think about.
Yeah, I was actually just having that discussion with somebody last night. I was like, look, if you get X amount in every paycheck, and when you finish, squaring away like your credit card or something, you should be taking 10%, because you were paying more than that on your credit card. You should take that 10% of your paycheck, which will still leave you with extra money, right? Because now your credit card's paid off, you're not paying that anymore, but you're taking 10% of your income and you're paying yourself, right? You're putting it into savings, you're putting it into investments. That needs 100%. It doesn't matter what your financial situation is. You must find a way to pay yourself a little bit out of your paycheck before it goes to bills, before it goes to expenses. Even if it's only $5 every 2 weeks, put it aside. That's where you build up that safety net. Once you have at least a month's worth of expenses set aside and saved, then you can start putting that $5, or whatever it is, 10% of your paycheck into an investment, into some stocks, maybe into some, blue chips or whatever it is you're wanting to do, right? But pay yourself, because nobody's going to pay you for you. You're going to have to pay yourself. Treat it like a bill.
And, I think it's a great point to bring up here is many of you guys know Wild Angel, my wife, who is the breadwinner right now because this is my full-time job. She's working 2 jobs currently just to make the bills meet. And so a lot of people out there say, well, yeah, but I'm barely surviving. I don't have any money. So she's going to use the rags to riches journey, and she's decided for herself. She's going to give up 1 Starbucks coffee a week. I think she only has like 2 a week anyway. She's going to give up one of those and take that $6. She's going to start DCing into blue chip cryptos. That's her goal in 2024. And we'll probably start a whole show around that based on $5 a week. So if you think, well, I don't have $50 or $100, it doesn't matter. If you did it with $5, it would change your life in time. All you have to do is pick an amount and just dedicate it DCA into it. It doesn't really matter what you get as long as it's a blue chip of some sort. But yeah, guarantee it's going to go up in value in time if it survives. It's a big thing. You can't just buy that Pepe coin and expect $5 a week is going to make you millions. That's not happening. Please understand. But if you go into, BTC, ETH, BNB, AVAX, Solana, any of those mains that I would call a blue chip, it's going to be life-changing money in the future. Happen in a day.
Consider Solana a blue chip.
It is. This is one of the arguments we have.
It's not. It was Sam Bankman-Fried's buddies decided to make a blockchain and give him a crap ton of it so he could farm it. He's got over $1 billion worth of it in the assets of Alameda Research and FTX. And there's not $1 billion of it in any liquidity pool anywhere. Okay. It's like a grand total of, I think, like maybe 30 to $40 million worth of backing. We just talked about liquidity pools. Okay. If someone has $1 billion of something and there's only 30 million to 40 million backing it, that is a huge disparity, right? That puts it in the meme coin, shitcoin category, not a blue chip. You're muted. Serenity, you're muted.
Sorry, I was trying to mute for BTK, but I forgot. My bad. I'll get better at that whole mute thing. And, that's a great thing because, that's one that we've argued back and forth before. But you go back to the facts of the crypto project itself, and you start with those numbers. It's scary. So even though Solana is like on top of the food chain in the news and everything else, once you start digging in and understanding that, you realize it's a high risk. That is not something for a long term. So be careful out there.
Well, it's like I said previously, there's a reason why those meme coins pump so much and they go up so much, right? And get everybody excited about it because there is very little liquidity backing it compared to the supply, right? What did Sol just do? I mean, I will die on this hill. Sol is a trash token. Sorry.
It's okay. It's got to get past that because the math. You're right. The math doesn't justify it.
Right.
So by the mathematics, it says it's not a blue chip. It says it's a meme coin. Absolutely. And Chrome agrees. Now we're seeing a lot of projects built on a lot of things out there for it. So can it overcome that? Time will tell. We don't know. It's going to have to do some major growing to do so.
Yeah, absolutely. But catch up on the comments, and then let's see what everybody voted for last week.
Usually I'm in the hurry. Usually you got to slow me down. This is the other way around this week. I like this. I know we're behind. So Rose says, that's awesome, Wild Angel. You got this. We believe in you. Thank you, Rose. I'm sure she's going to go back and watch this if she's not listening to it now. And yeah, I think she's going to do it. I think we've taught a lot of valuable lessons, and it's a journey any of you can make. You have to decide to take that first step and start going down that path. So hopefully that's what we're empowering you here to do.
Yeah, whether it's $5 a week, from a coffee, or your McDonald's, double cheeseburger and French fries, or whether it's 25 a week, like what we're doing here at Rags to Riches, or hey, maybe you're in a great situation, you can do $100 a week, whatever it might be. Just make sure you pay yourself. Exactly.
Most definitely, and it could be as simple as giving up that and refilling that. I mean, that's it. Just cut down on soda, which is better for your health anyway. Drink more water. I mean, it takes so little as he cracks the can.
While I'm sitting there with a cigarette, cracking a can, and got like Scooby snacks.
Right, exactly. But really, that's the big message in 2024 is take a step. Whether that's cut back on your soda, maybe that's give up going out to dinner one night a month. A little bit of luxury sacrifice now could add a whole ton of luxury in the future if you do it right. So DCA in and just start the journey.
Absolutely.
Okay. And BTK says there are Bitcoins and shitcoins. There you go. True. There ain't many Bitcoins though. Very true. There ain't. And even that, I mean, there's somebody even asked me today, they said, I heard there's a coin that's going to replace Bitcoin. What? Okay, send me the name because I have no idea what it is. Yeah, it was a text from a worker I had that just started hearing about crypto, and it's like, what's going to beat Bitcoin?
I bet you it was some random meme coin somewhere that he heard about that is trying to flip the narrative and go with a low supply instead of a high supply.
Right, exactly. Something crazy, I'm sure.
Like hat token.
So let us see what you 5 people voted for over the Christmas break. And once again, thank you to the 5 of you who are dedicated enough to cast your vote. It means a lot to me. It does.
It does.
So let us.
That's mine.
Not you. That's mine. Okay. So this week for blue chips, we got BTC.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
So I don't think you argue with that one, will you? That's a blue chip, right? Okay.
No.
Just want to make sure.
Yeah. Bitcoin's a blue chip.
Okay. And on the and on the Rags to Riches DeFi, there we go. God, I couldn't think of the word for a second. The DeFi voting, once again, the community says blue chips, DeFi sucks. And yes, that's really what it says right there on the screen. Check that out.
Nice.
So, looks like the community is saying we want $25 in Bitcoin for this week's investment.
I will happily comply with that.
Okay. So, what do you guys think? People who are watching right now, if you didn't cast your vote, what do you think of this investment? Is this the way you would have gone, or would you have gone a little different? Love to hear it in the comments down below.
Yeah, let us know, and don't forget to, after you vote, hop into the discuss the vote room and tell us why, right? Let's chat about it. And maybe you want to argue with me about why you think Solana is the greatest thing ever, we'll we can fisticuff over that, right?
Absolutely.
Or maybe you just want to ask my opinion on a token you're looking at. You can do that too if you want. And just make sure you ping me, right? If you don't at me, I'm not going to see it. I'm in too many Discords. And you're muted again.
I just saw that. I'm like, and guys, honestly, even if you have no idea what Discord is, click that link on the screen. And I will put that back up again because I lost it somewhere. There it is. click on that. It's going to install on your mobile device. Once you're in there, it's going to be a quick verify. It's like, okay, what one of these looks like a potato? And that's all you got to do. Go in the general and say, hey, I know nothing about Discord. I know nothing about any of this. We will help you in anything you need to know. If you don't know what Cyril just said about how to ping somebody, we'll help you with that too, because we have an amazing community of people who are all inspired to just educate and teach and make sure that you succeed on your crypto adventure.
There you go. Maybe for your Zero to Hero series, you should do one episode on Discord basics and one episode on Telegram basics, since those are the two main social platforms for crypto projects.
Absolutely. You know, I've actually got a Discord deep dive video already out there. It's like an hour-long video, breaks down Discord to every little nuance, how to set it up, configure everything.
Awesome.
So, well, I might have to refresh it because, yeah, that's been a while.
And let's see what AC Trades said.
I would go with Matic. If you're starting small, the more potential of exits for something like Matic that has huge probability to make more long-term than BTC personally. And you know, Austin, that is a great point. And we've been going after Matic for quite some time. We've done what, 5-6 weeks of Matic?
We have a decent amount of Matic in our portfolio. Oh, I just realized something. Hold on. Our numbers that I gave are wrong. I forgot to update Matic's price.
This is why we can have nice things. Okay, rewind. Back we go.
Yeah, it only changed it by about $8.16, but that bumped us up to start with $901 for the week instead of $892. So just throwing that out there. I'll fix it. You guys will see it on next episode. Matic's great. I love Matic. We did get a lot of it, right? I have a decent amount of it. I know BTK loves Matic. He's got a decent bit of that. I know Ferret likes turtles.
I saw that too. And as we know, yeah, I like all those. I even like AVAX. Cyril and I disagree on that. But Rose, however, is on my side because for $10, she keeps getting an AVAX. It just keeps going through the roof. So I was like,
well, you know, hey, I didn't mean to drop the ball. Come on. It's the only one I forgot to update the price for, and it wasn't that different. But I don't really have any feelings one way or the other regarding AVAX, right? It's another chain, right? And I'm already on so many chains, but I don't, I'm not really looking to get into another one. And there's nothing on AVAX that interests me enough to justify bridging funds over.
Right. And I totally understand. And that's something else, guys. Keep in mind, we talk about diversification. Diversify your portfolio. That way you're not all lump summed into one. But don't over diversify. You start going on to 20 different chains and 50 different crypto projects at $10 a piece, you're just going to bleed to death. The gas alone of moving it around is going to lose so much of your possible revenue. So be wise about it. Pick 4 to 5 investments and stick with those. Once they build up big enough, if you decide to add a little bit more down the road, great. Start small and build up a small portfolio and let it grow naturally.
Because bridging to other chains is not cheap usually. So if you're trying to bridge like $25, you might lose like 4 of it in the process, right? So that's why for our portfolio, I said we're sticking to 3 chains, right? At least in the beginning. And that's why the first time you guys voted for Sol, I just got wrapped Sol on a different network, right? I didn't go get it on Solana. I just got a wrap version of it on BSC, I think.
So, exactly. And keep that in mind as well. That's last piece of news. Man, there's so much I want to just keep delivering. If you want to go buy BTC or Ethereum or something, you don't have to do that on the Ethereum blockchain. Because I just did one transaction for another tutorial video, bought $20 in USDC and then turned it back into ETH. That cost me $40 in gas by the time I was done. It was stupid. You can buy Ethereum on other blockchains. Has the exact same value and reacts exactly the same. So if there's a certain token you're looking for that maybe it's on the Ethereum blockchain, but you don't want to buy it there, and you're not sure how to do it, reach out to one of us in the Discord, and we will help you find a wrapped version on another chain that's a lot less expensive to purchase.
Yes, because please don't just search for the token name. Because if you just search Bitcoin, you're going to wind up buying Harry Potter, Sonic, 10, Shiba Inu, Gandalf, I think is the name of the token, but the ticker is Bitcoin. So yeah, if you're not 100% sure which one's the wrapped one on some network, just ask one of us. I know Ferret absolutely loves that particular token for some reason. I think just because it's fun.
I think so.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Chrome got the name for it. Bring that up.
Okay, there we go. Harry Potter, Sonic, Emma 10 Amy. Nice.
Okay.
The fact that Chrome knows that is almost scary, I think. How many are you holding, Chrome? It's okay. You can tell us. We're all friends here. So,
what?
I thought you were going to say something.
I was going to, but then I decided it was only funny in my head.
I hate those conversations. Like, man, it sounded great when I was thinking it, but man, once I said, it's like, I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, at least I have that like brief little buffer zone between when my brain thinks something and when I say it. Usually, where I can be like, "Wait a second."
Don't release that one. No,
Nope.
Not okay. So I think it's about time to wrap up this show, guys. And you know what? I got to say, it is great to be back here in Rags to Riches in 2024. We are going to make this an epic year. So start planning your journey if you haven't already. And you know what? Tell your friends, your family, your coworkers, they're not trapped in that dead-end job. They can start this journey right now. They're never too late. There are always opportunities out there.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to take your time and learn prior to just blindly jumping into it, because there will always be opportunity in the markets. You don't have to always be in the market. You can take the time to learn. You can take the time to grow and gain the confidence necessary to successfully interact with the markets and protect your funds, right? Because rushing blindly is how you connect to something that you shouldn't have connected to, and then all of a sudden everything just disappears or what have you, right? So yeah, take your time, learn, don't have a fear of missing out, right? There's always movement to be had in the markets, and we'll see you guys next week.
Absolutely. Thank you, everyone. As always, the only thing I ask, take a moment, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and go cast your votes. Thank you, guys. Have a great week. Stay safe. See you next week.
See you guys.